Hi guys, and welcome back to another video on the wrestling review. I knew this is a lot of view, and I have to actually say this is a pretty sort of middle of the road, so couple of decent point and couple of decent things in this show, but also a couple of of things that bug me out. So, in regards to pacing, but guys, if you haven't checked out my backlash review, it's up on the channel to view now. But let's get into the review. So we start off with Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, Austin Theory, and Logan Paul ushering us all into another episode. Heyman gets on the mic and he says that several all in student and wasn't ready to and to combat with Braun Breaker, and he'll never be ready to gain a victory over the vision. Turns the mic over to Theory. He runs down the street. Profits, he says the only reason why Montez was back is because Bianca uh, um, can't pay the bills, because obviously if you had no Montez Ford is married to Bianca Belair. Yeah, wrestling fans already know this, but for my subscribers that tune in to hear me break things down, you might not know that. So I thought that was a over Hewitt's line. Theory gets cut off by the street profits. They basically say they want the tag. They basically say they want the tag all um for all together the for the vision speaking about each one. I've and then Paul get some mic and Hogan Paul said as Hogan Paul I was born ready Joe Hendry get out here, and Joe Hendry arrives with a fifth guitar and he sings a Fire Hogan Paul song that should be number one in Spotify. Aye, because I'm telling you that song is accurate to how I feel about Hogan Paul. I'm not a fan of these influencers coming in to other um forms of entertainment and properties expand their own portfolios regardless of how athletically gifted they are. But yeah, but yeah, so it starts off the six-man tag team match. The Vision actually beat the piss out the baby faces for the majority of the six-man. Every time a baby face comes in, they're immediately before French Joe Hendry though hits the follow so I'm um, on Logan Paul. Oh, I get a kick out of that. Beat downs continue throughout the course of the match, but then Seth Rollins comes out to get revenge on Theory and Logan. Paul Theory gets distracted. Montez Ford rolls up Theory for the win, and uh, um, and obviously, because Dawkins is on the it's actually Dawkins, sorry, that gets the victory for the straight profits and injury. He's spent on the canvas. Seth actually helps him up to his feet. It looks as though there is mutual respect from it, and then b- but on Breaker attempts a spear on Seth Rollins. Seth side steps and Dawkins takes a spear forward and comes back into the ring and argues with Rollins, and the argument was continually later on, forced to be basically dismiss Caesar Rollins and help the uh, he says the prophets don't need the Rollins help. Um, so yeah, not really the Stockton promo. Our match was okay. It does set up more angle based off, and yeah, so we'll get to the next segment of the show now. Um, so we've spoken about the after mama for that and Ford says you're one of the greatest of all time. You are a revolutionary, but like you cannot betray us. So there's still that tension between Ford and Rollins. Um, And I think the street profits are kind of needed, but at the same time, they're kind of a forgotten tag team because if you remember me talking about when I started my wrestling content, it looked as though they were going to turn Montez for heel in 2022, but that kind of um, for a silver one, but that kind of got washed, gets washed. Sorry. Um, so yeah, um, so yeah, and the back you see, the OG, El Grande Americano asking, ask Skin Adam Pierce for more opportunities for Julio and Bravo. Was talked about who's behind the mask of each of these masked luchadors and several reviews. It's obvious. Then you get Dominic Mysterio and um, Dominic Mysterio and Liv Morgan interrupt. The OG Americano says Liv are kind of in the middle of something. Um, kind of in the middle of something. Dominic Mysterio asked Pierce, but why you wasting time with this fake Uchida, or and it leads to Adam Pierce making a match for the Triple A Mega Championship, but it's Dominic Mysterio holds first time ever, and it's fourth and it's 14 year and it's 15-year history since the belt was renamed the Mega Championship hasn't been held in Monday Night Raw. Of course, this is all down to TKO owning Triple A as well. Presumably charging the sick in the swing fans down the yard extortionate premium prices just like WWE tickets, but I'll leave that there here for now. Um, but then we get but then when we get cut out for a promo, it says it says something that who Ethan Ethan is coming for a man of the championship. If you have something to say, Ethan comes it to me. Face Ethan Page a boy. Hyges. He comes out and he basically says that he's in line for a shot and he challenged because he beat last week and he challenges him to a match at Saturday night's main event in the 23rd of May. So yeah, um, order Rusev comes out. It says Page eager cutting the line. We'll have a bit of friction. But Page actually said, but Page actually or Emil. I done a segment and that he went to talk to Adam Pierce to make it a triple threat so that or Rusev can join it. And but like he was cut off by Javon Evans. Out comes Javon Evans. He basically he said he wasn't in Adam Pierce's office. Um, and Page was like, and um, um, Page also said before Javon came out that um, um, that the reason and why he did this was because he knows he can't beat you in the seven and all that. Like Javon when he comes out to refute Ethan Page's whole aim is bogus to I should say references that and he says he's probably right there. You know, Rusev is furious, storms back up there. Um, Adam ears comes out, he asks the crowd they were on a match with or Rusev of Von Evans. He asks Rusev and Javon and he makes him a hatch and yeah, Javon had to basically suck up a lot the offense here, a lot of up to the back of Javon, but Javon gets a win with the OG utter decent match. Javon, I think Javon could maybe do with slowing down some of his offense. As I said, guys, in my previous videos, he's 22 years old and he is a good wrestler. Or it's just sometimes I feel like he takes too many chances, but the OG Otter is a cool looking move. I'll give him that, and he gets a win. Of course, there's a brawl right before the match, with all four men who were out during the promo exchange. It leads to the match, and overall, it was not too bad a match. Wasn't the greatest match in the world, but yeah, I'll take it. Um, so then we get the goodbye between Asuka, uh, um, oh sorry, we go the goodbye between Asuka and Io just before the match. She says she's proud that, uh, Asuka says she's proud that Io, she was looking, Um, she was looking for someone to take over her passion. Um, Eel basically responds. It's an emotional moment. Even Cole and Gary said when Penta was making his entrance that it's still up in the air if I ask if retired or not. It was kind of an emotional goodbye segment, and I did actually like it. Of course, EO Sky being the student of Asuka, this was pretty good. Guys, I like that. Uh, um, so basically, it was Asuka congratulating EO on being the performer, which would be Paige and Brebe will answer the Judgment Day's challenge. It's pretty cool here that the Judgment Day are the better team here. So um, so the heels interrupt, uh, interrupt the champions Roxa and Paris said, I remember when me, Birdie, he, but he Bell and Page around, around, or Oxan and like, actually. come out and she has to be remember when and he met and um I, and I told you I wanted to be the next brave what will you be sure how much a disappointment you two are um, has been basically typical hero Homo and Burberry says I want that I want I wanted you to form your own legacy or but you're basically of Morgan's at all the og ar y cew ews o'r and to chill chicky chick holes or ox and basically she says and basically she he says you're taking over the division and you'll take those titles off your hands. Um, Decent enough segment. Again, nothing out there ordinary bats. But course we get of course we get of Morgan out in the Judgment Day with is to the women's tag team champions. That match is actually confirmed um for Saturday night's main event as well. As well as Ethan Page as well as Ethan Page versus Penta. The problem I have with having a Saturday night's main event now is at the end of the month we have the Clash and Italy pay-per-view at the end of May, so you're kind of scrambling 70 seven 70 to build up a pay-per-view when you've already focused on a Saturday night's main event. It's a bit up, but yeah. Jimmy Uso tries to convince or Roman to leave the Jacob for two few heard, but he says it's not over till Jacob acknowledges me. He asked me, there's Jimmy, he asked me, there's Jason. Sorry, Jimmy says Jimmy says he'll go for them after sort of that's out. But Roman actually says if he doesn't all each me, I won't hold up the end of my deal. I'll or him in here and I'll take him out. He said the same to Adam Pearce at the start of the show, so yeah, that is pretty much the pull of thread he, um, here. And then we get Io Sky versus Soul Cat and match of the night and very fast-paced matchup. And the match of the night, I should say, get my grammar a bit better. Then we get um, a good exchange, a good exchange of moves. I actually thought Io injured herself off the missile drop kick, but but she looked okay. After well, she did short journey slightly, but um, but yeah, very good match. So a star insult on the outside of Eel Sky quickly is back into the ring. The finish of the match is a clever one. So goes for the um Eel goes for the over the insult. So gets the knees up. So hit so attempts to hit the soul snatcher and Eoro holds her up crucifix style uh, pin to get the win, and yeah, Soul was confronted by Becky Lynch. She said she couldn't beat EOJ and take your spotlight starting to fade. So I think we'll get the eventual match between Soul and Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship. The crowd were actually the crowd were actually into this match. The only kind of drawback was why I wasn't and out there at ringside that would have made a bit more sense. Then um we do get an introductory piece for Soldier again, but unnecessary um as we already know a bit about Soldier. I certainly do based on my NXT enthusiasm. But very cap from what I we can previously in the previous week with Morgan. So obviously see Soul as a star, but I probably, even though it was the best match of the night, it honestly, it honestly, kind of shouldn't have happened at the same time because I'm a bit sort of on. I don't really like to seeing you so of get eat straight away, and this was this was a defeat. So yeah, I will like both. I mean, it's just that match really. I have mixed thoughts on it. Good match, but honestly, Soul should be honestly, Soul should be winning my matches, and lost she's lost the match to Liv, and she's lost a match to you. So yeah, trajectory's not too good at the moment. Um, so yeah, so oh yeah, I forgot to talk about um Angel and Garza Oscar Garza said after Adam Pearce made the match with um Mysterio and OG America no said they also wanted enough opportunity. They feel they're not getting opportunity using SmackDown. And Adam Pearce says, leave it with if maybe we'll sort something out. And then it leads nicely into the Oba Femi Open Challenge segment. Oba Femi is only like uh, is immediately about to say the Open Challenge it tours about the bigger and uh, Adam Pearce comes out and he says, "Oh, but nobody wants to face you, the open challenge, isn't it?" Okay. And so Obafemi was a fit. He goes to the backstage area to destroys a few rubs backstage. Then the, the destroys Angel Umberto or Scarza Jarags and both out in the ring 2-on-1 handicap match or Scarza Oscar Arza and Street was so you know where this is and up just like last week or skill or uppercut for arms to both and flying uppercut for arms Angel gets or Berto gets or Angel ducks out the way. So the other partner gets to horse Obafemi and hits the fall from Grayson Bear. Oh, and he picks up the win and yeah, so 2 for 2 in the Obafemi Open Challenge. Oba's now 3-0. Basically like a mini gold streak at the moment. Pretty good segment. I enjoyed this. So then we get a so then we get Vanya promos of both the OG Americano and Dominic Mysterio saying that they're both going to win the Intercontinental Championship. And then we go back to the Age and Finn Balor takes out um JD McDonough takes out JD McDonough and Dominic says and Finn says to Dominic says JD won't be joining you at ringside me and he said and Dominic says I'll get hold something you know nothing about. I've still got my match right now. Um, so yeah, so this was a pretty decent match, guys. I um, and obviously, and obviously it leads to the real El Grande Americano Bravo and Ohio getting involved. It leads to it leads to chaos. So So Elgira Andy jumps up on the apron. The OG then turns it around on Elgin, and he tries to rip the mask off, and Dominic just goes up for the frog spill Ash in the end and get it so and so a good brawl here at leads to the Ompa picking up the win to the tennis championship. A good brawl between the Americano factions. Um, of course, we get an interview from um, Highland Saxton with the Judgment Day before the match. Um, with Phil Everett and Raquel, they basically reaffirmed the point they said to the Bellas that they're going to take the women's tag titles. So yeah, um, Logan Paul and Austin Theory were also asked about the defeat to the Street Profits and Joe Hendry and their reaction to Joe Hendry's song. Logan Paul calls Akira Mendoza for some reason. He says, I hate Joe Hendry me. You think immediate on so with my I am Logan Paul. To do Austin and Theory says child the let's go out for dinner. He asks he also asks Jack Redmond if she wants a ride to the restaurant. Should the kill Heinz the two apart, and yeah, that's so we received the vision. No Paul Heyman with them, which is bizarre. Um, then uh, then and Roman Reigns is out for the acknowledgement ceremony, but before he can really um say before he can really say anything, he does say his catchphrase, but Jacob arrives. Jay shows waiting on him. Jay shows waiting on him in the parking area. Yeah, and I get ice chicken and some either small how either small Jacob actually then takes out Jacob and he takes out Jimmy on the ramp. He then then goes to confront on Jacob for to a big barrel of heels on a Roman is Jacob a first steel but it's not long before Jacob gets back up some on drop tongue into F grip gets a tongue into F grip upon early ends three times, and then he power bombs him through the announced table, holds the he gets in, holds the championship off the Raw or trademark after years to angle the end, but it gets taken down as Jacob two hits him. Haga attack as it shows get back up to check on Omen. The Maga attack takes out all three eyes, and yeah, that's how the show ends. So epic, so so epic, but all here, and yeah, it'll probably set up the rematch for Ash and Italy. I think it's too big for a Saturday night's main event. So that, and probably um probably the Io Sky Solar Camera match, the Asuka emotional goodbye, and the Dominic Elgin Andy match was fun, but other than that, guys, it was a pretty sort of middle of the road show, so I'm going to give it a 5.5. I'm going to give it a 5.5 out of a possible 10. Um, it's always like as the first or a pay-per-view. But yeah, you get two matches confirmed for Saturday night's main event on the 24th. That'll be streamed on the YouTube, and that'll be streamed on the WWE official YouTube channel here in the UK. You also have Ash and Italy. You do have the Cody Rhodes for match confirmed for that. You have you have Ethan Page and Penta confirmed for Saturday in the night's main event for the IC title. You also have a Kerwin Rock San Challenge Brian Page, and yeah, so that is where we'll leave it here, guys. 5.5 out of 10. Not the worst show in the world, but certainly would have been better. But yeah, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I still don't think it's the wisest idea in the world to when you've got a pay-per-view on the 31st of May to have a Saturday night's main event sang with each and then the 20th of I think it would be better or if you just focused and kill Ash and Italy, but at the same time I don't know if it's because I don't know if it's because there's only five or six matches on the card now that they feel they have to. um, kind of ramming in show to avoid spots for other wrestlers. That could also be a reason. But yeah, that's just another nitpick for another video. But yeah, guys, remember to like, share, subscribe, and I will see you very soon. The next one, I know probably be an NXT video, and I do have another couple of videos out in the next couple of weeks as well on other WWE related topics, and I'll see you all very soon.